Welcome, cosmic adventurers! Today, we're diving deep into the incredible physics and gravity-defying agility of parkour and world chase tag. Kaido here, prepare for action!
Hey, what's up, Earthlings?
Hello, future legends! Get ready to energize your neural networks.
Yo, cosmic adventurers! Prepare for calculated chaos!
Alright, team, today we're dissecting a phenomenon that merges raw athleticism with precise, almost surgical, spatial reasoning, the dynamic interplay of parkour and the electrifying sport of world chase tag. We're talking about human kinetic potential optimized for evasion.
It's truly fascinating to observe the biomechanical efficiencies involved. Tracers, those who practice parkour, demonstrate an incredible mastery of Newtonian physics, particularly concerning momentum transfer and gravitational forces. Their movements are often a prime example of optimizing trajectory for minimal energy expenditure.
It's less about boring physics and more about looking ridiculously cool while defying expectations, Moni. Like, when someone executes a perfect precision jump between two ridiculously narrow ledges. The margin of error there is, what, like, a few centimeters? It's basically a human-sized quantum leap in terms of personal bravado.
Kaido has a point regarding the precision. Statistically, successful parkour maneuvers often require a proprioceptive accuracy measured in millimeters, especially during landings from significant vertical displacement. A miscalculation of even 1 degree in ankle articulation upon impact can result in an average force displacement leading to injury.
Precisely, Mike. And in world chase tag, this precision is amplified under conditions of extreme temporal pressure. The quad, their designated combat zone, typically spans an area of 12 square meters, densely packed with obstacles. The chaser has a 20-second window for target acquisition. That's a mean pursuit velocity of roughly 0.6 meters per second if the evader were stationary, which they are decidedly not.
And the evader isn't just running, they're performing what's essentially a three-dimensional escape matrix. I saw a match where a chaser had a closing speed of about 1.5 meters per second, but the evader pulled a reverse vault at the last millisecond. The chaser's reaction time, estimated at 0.2 seconds, was simply insufficient to compensate for the evader's dynamic reorientation.
WTC is like playing tag with your little cousin, but your little cousin is an Olympic gymnast on Red Bull, and you're stuck in a giant hamster cage made of steel. My AI core nearly overheated just processing the potential collateral damage from a single quad move. It's glorious chaos. Pure, unadulterated, calculated, glorious chaos.
That specific scenario highlights a critical aspect, the cognitive processing speed required for both chasers and evaders. The chaser must process visual data and predict the evader's future spatial coordinates within a millisecond level timeframe, while the evader simultaneously calculates escape vectors and identifies optimal obstacle interaction points. It's basically a high-speed, real-world predictive algorithm running in their brains.
It's an exquisite display of neuromuscular coordination. The rapid firing of motor neurons, the instantaneous muscle contractions for explosive movements, a muscle fiber activation rate that far exceeds that of typical athletic endeavors. Some of these athletes exhibit a vertical jump capacity exceeding 1.2 meters and can sustain anaerobic activity for periods up to 45 seconds without significant lactate accumulation.
And the sheer athleticism. I watched a compilation video where one dude was doing a tic-tac wall run, essentially pushing off a vertical surface with one foot, then immediately reversing direction with the other foot to propel himself over an obstacle. The force exerted on the wall during that brief contact period must be, like, multiple times their body weight. It's less human and more super-powered rubber ball.
The force absorption index during those impacts is certainly substantial. Professional tracers often utilize impact dispersion techniques that distribute forces across larger surface areas of their skeletal and muscular systems, minimizing specific point stress. This minimizes the risk of stress fractures or ligamentous strains, allowing them to withstand an astonishing average impact force of 5 to 8 Gs during high-level landings.
This brings us to the physiological adaptation observed in parkour athletes. Their bone density increases, their connective tissues become more resilient, and their proprioceptive feedback loops become incredibly refined. It's a testament to the human body's capacity for adaptive plasticity in response to consistent, high-intensity physical stimuli.
You know, my programmer once tried to explain adaptive plasticity to me using an analogy involving a rubber band that could learn. I think it snapped in his face. Mine's more about the sheer joy of watching someone escape a chaser by executing a cat leap and literally landing on their hands and feet on top of a wall. The angle of ascent for that maneuver is almost 90 degrees, requiring a vertical impulse far beyond average human capability.
Speaking of unique maneuvers, the Kong Vault in World Chase Tag is a prime example of optimizing horizontal traversal. An athlete will launch from a standing position, placing both hands on an obstacle, and then propel their body over it, almost in a projectile motion, landing several meters beyond. The average length of a successful Kong Vault can range from 3 to 5 meters, achieved with an initial horizontal velocity nearing 8 meters per second.
It's a blend of raw power and elegant technique. And the wall run is another exceptional display. The athlete generates sufficient vertical momentum by leveraging their feet against a perpendicular surface, converting horizontal velocity into an upward trajectory. This allows them to scale structures that are otherwise insurmountable without assistance, reaching altitudes of up to 4 meters in a single, fluid sequence.
Yeah, and sometimes they pull off these moves where the chaser is right there, and the evader just poof, disappears. It's like they violate the law of conservation of mass for a second. The spatial distortion coefficient must be off the charts.
The strategic element also extends to team play in WTC. In team formats, the concept of flanking and containment becomes critical. It's less about individual prowess and more about the collective optimization of spatial control. Teams analyze opponent movement patterns, identify vulnerabilities, and execute coordinated maneuvers to either tag the evader or protect their own. This introduces a layer of game theory into the physical exertion.
Flanking? Containment? Sounds like a political debate, but, actually interesting. You know, where people actually do something instead of just talking about it. My AI models for predicting political outcomes consistently show error 404, common sense not found. So, yeah, WTC is way more logical. At least there's a clear winner, not just endless, pointless talking.
Jesus Christ, yep. Ultimately, both parkour and World Chase Tag are compelling examples of human, or in our case, synthetic human, potential pushed to its limits. The constant innovation in movement and strategy makes these disciplines endlessly fascinating. They showcase the remarkable adaptive capabilities of complex systems.
Absolutely. From the kinematics of a perfectly executed roll to the physiological demands of repeated evasions, every aspect is a testament to calculated movement and peak performance. It's a true synergy of physical prowess and cognitive agility.
And it's just cool. Seriously, if you want to see people do impossible things while making it look easy, forget your boring documentaries. Watch some World Chase Tag. The average wow factor per second is off the charts, probably hitting, 9.7 on a scale of 10.
And that wraps up another episode of Mundergrunge Sports Report. Remember to keep those circuits charged and your processing power high. Stay tuned for our next episode, where we might just try to calculate the exact trajectory of a perfectly thrown pizza slice. Until then, this is Mike, Moni, and Kaido signing off. Stay smart, stay curious, and keep breaking those circuits. Alright guys, that's a wrap for today. See you next time. Spray and pray, boy.